500 fall prey to Lapu land scam. Very important article, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about other scams that I am familiar with over the years here in the Philippines. Anyway, let's get into it. This is in the sunstar.com.ph, Cebu, and over here, Lapu-Lapu. You got Cebu Island over here. You got Mactan Island. Lapu-Lapu is the largest of the cities over here. And Longo Island, just for your knowledge. In fact, I know some people who have some land for sale, possibly over there. Anyway, around 500 individuals have claimed that they were scammed by a real estate company that sold parcels of land without actual lots. And many of you know that I do quite a few real estate videos, condo videos, some subdivision videos. Quite a number of years ago, me and my girlfriend went down, I think, up in the mountains above Argao, south of, or Karkar, south of Cebu City, up in the mountains, and went to look at some lots up there. One of her coworkers had bought a lot, and my opinion, once we got up there, number of things. Number two, there could be thousands of clearings on the sides of mountains or the tops of mountains that a quote unquote real estate company or investment company tries to sell lots to. And nothing is nothing has been surveyed properly yet, as far as what I could tell in that particular case. And my thought was nothing is ever going to be built here, at least not in my lifetime. And anyway, they're selling lots. People are buying lots, hoping for a future lot, a house on a lot. I also know of a situation where a coworker of my girlfriend uh, paid and up to the point of having equity, and she should be able to move into a house in on a lot up in, I think, Liloan, north of Cebu City. And turns out nothing is built on those lots, on that development yet. She wants to get her money back, but nobody can find the contractor, the developer. Nowhere to be found. So be careful. Anyway, let's get additional information on this particular article here. On Tuesday, September 10th, 2024, several victims came forward to seek help from the Lapu-Lapu City Mayor Junard Ahong Chan regarding the fraudulent act. Based on preliminary investigations, it was found that the real estate company does not have a license to sell any property, and the land they are offering to customers does not have a land title. Do you see the problem here? This claim is supported by a certification issued by the Department of Human Settlements and Urban Development, stating that the company is not registered and has no license to sell. The Criminal Investigation and Detection Group, CIDG, of Lapu-Lapu City Field Unit asked Sunstar Cebu to withhold the name of the company pending its investigation. And generally, you want to, my advice, investing is a risk all over the world. My advice is find somebody who has a good track record. According to data from the Homeowners Association Affairs Office, 430 individuals were reported as scammed, but it was later found that there were additional cases beyond this figure. The officer in charge of the company, Teresa, real name withheld, admitted that about 70 more buyers fell victim to the scheme during a conference with the city government and victims that was aired live on the mayor's Facebook page on Wednesday, September 11th. Teresa also identified the barangays in Lapu-Lapu City where the purported lots for sale are situated and gives a list of where they're situated. in the neighboring town of Cordova. The investigation also revealed that the lot in one of the barangays is a fish pond under the Bureau of Fisheries and cannot be titled or sold. So maybe you want to build a house in a fish pond. You could put it up on stilts, but it cannot be sold. Buyers claim that the scam has been ongoing since 2016. The victims reported being asked to pay between $3,000 and $5,500 monthly, depending upon the location and square meters they selected. One victim, whose name was not mentioned, stated that she has already paid a total of 450,000 pesos over 5 years. The promises they made were already red flags for us, but we felt helpless. I was paying for 100 square meters at 7,100 per month, totaling 445,000 pesos for the land alone, plus a 5,000 reservation fee, which brings it to 450,000 for 5 years. Meanwhile, another victim said that one reason she paid in full was due to being promised a refund if the land was not developed after 5 years. We didn't notice it because we trusted the agent and we believed they would develop it as promised. We were hoping to get our money back. The victim sought help from the city government to address the issue with the real estate company to prevent similar incidents in the future. In response to the grievances, city government through the city legal office will provide free legal assistance to the affected individuals. A report published by Sunstar last February 20th revealed that at least 14 individuals were also scammed by a woman named Glenda, who sold fake land properties and took 4.8 million. So anyway, beware. How do you know if you're being scammed? Sometimes things are too good to be true. I'll tell you one of my personal stories. About a year ago, me and my girlfriend were in Boal, over on the west side of Cebu, and I was getting some welding done on a luggage rack on the motorbike. And I went for a little walk around the area, waiting for it to get done, and started talking to this gentleman. He said, "Are you looking for property?" And he said, "Yeah, an American owns that nice big house there, an Australian built this nice big house over here, and I know a property for sale, a really good price because there are medical bills that need to be paid." And so I told him, "Well, let me go get my girlfriend and we'll take a look at it." And anyway, brought my girlfriend down, and in fact she said, "Yeah, I think she's real." I think my girlfriend came over and talked to him for a while, and by that time my motorbike was welded up, ready to go, and so he jumped on his bike and we followed him, looked at 2 or 3 different properties. And he said, "Yeah, it's a rush sale," and one of his relatives wanting to pay it. And as they chatted in Bisaya, turns out that apparently my girlfriend and he are related in some way. That's happened so many times to me as we've traveled to Bohol, and she starts talking to somebody, and it turns out they're related. It's just bizarre in a way that these extended families and how many people are related to one another. But anyway, he was supposed to send all the details, free title, he said, and he was supposed to send all the details to her, and she was going to talk to her real estate friends and try to get it listed, try to help sell the properties. Anyway, never heard another word about it. And she contacted him a couple times and never received any additional information. So, was it a scam? Was it actually not free title? we'll never know, I guess. No, I'll tell you another story. This is back in the USA many many decades ago. Uh, lived up in I grew up in Minnesota, married a girl from Iowa, and a few years later we decided to move to Phoenix, Arizona. And her father and mother said, you know what? We went. They had gone down to Prescott, Arizona, years before, and they had bought a lot in Prescott, Arizona. And they said that you can have that lot if you build a house on it. And anyway, at the time, probably should have done it. Probably should have done it. But another case where a lot of lots were sold, people were brought down. I think offered free trip down there and a meal and a hotel to stay in, to tour the properties, and took quite a number of years. But that area actually was built up over the years, Prescott, Arizona, and now it's quite the growing progressive city, I guess. But yeah, I was up there and probably should have taken the offer in hindsight. But at the time, I don't know if there were any jobs there to speak of. We went to Phoenix, got a pretty decent job down there, and I think eventually he did sell that property off to somebody. But there are real estate opportunities, but there's also risk involved, and just be aware of what you're dealing with. In the U.S. you have such a thing as property insurance, title insurance. No such thing, as far as I know, of this at this point in time here in the Philippines. So much more risk involved. Another story about a year ago, I think I got an email from one of my subscribers stating, "Hey, we found this property, this lot. I forget where it was, over on Panay or Negros Island, and really good price, very low payments." Uh, and he said, "What could go wrong? What could go wrong at that price?" Well, surprise! I don't know if he ever bought in or not, but yeah, a lot can go wrong. You can pay a lot of money in, and there is no there's no title to the property. The people have no right to be selling titles and land, that type of thing. Anyway, just be careful out there, and we'll end this video. Thanks for coming along. Safe travels. See you next time.